Hey, everybody.
Hello.
We are back with our midweek mountains here on the Mountains Sea Crew, and we got special guests tonight, Mike and Ricky with Clock Family Adventures.
Yep.
We met these guys on Icon of the Seas. Geez, that was almost 2 months ago.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And
I was flying.
yeah, and then we met again. What was it, last weekend? Weekend before last in Helen, Georgia.
It's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Guess it was.
almost at the fourth annual Helen, Georgia YouTuber meetup, and there were a bunch of people there.
Yep.
It was definitely a lot of people.
Yeah, and it was a fun time. Got to meet a lot of new people, a lot of different things going on, and different channels. Admittedly, most of us were travel vloggers, but there were some other different things in there as well. There was let's see, there was tech
It all comes to
blogger, and
mind
there
is
was
the cornhole for
um,
me, and
cornhole.
the champion is sitting right
Yes,
there.
and there's our cornhole
Champion.
champion, Ricky, right there.
That's right.
Champion.
Uh, they stomped
The road
us.
captain just
or
came in our
stomped-
chat too.
I'll put it back in the chat.
Yeah,
She's
let me jump over
she's
here
in
to
both chat.
chat. All right, let's see. We've got Destination Fun is in. We met those guys in Helen.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys coming in here. And see, we got Ricky Jenkins saying hello.
That's me.
And oh,
Oh,
okay. Will G. We've got Marsha of CME Traveling. Hello, welcome, welcome. Let's see.
give them a chance to introduce
Hmm.
themselves.
Yeah. So Mike and Ricky, um,
Yep.
just to start off here, why don't you guys tell us a little about you guys and your channel and how you got started and things like that.
Um. Okay. So started back in 2021. Um. I was watching Tony from La Lita Loca, and I was in and out of work because of COVID. Um. I'm an electrician, and
Okay.
some jobs were just shutting stuff down just because they didn't want the COVID spread. So they shut the job down a couple times. And I was watching Tony, and he was like, "Well, if you think you might want to try to start doing something with YouTube, just go ahead and do it. Just use your cell phone or whatever. It doesn't cost a lot, and just get out there and try it." So I talked to her. I said, "Well, I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens." We enjoyed going cruising. We have a Wyndham timeshare, so we go to Disney normally once a year or once every other year, and then we go to Tennessee, um, the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area.
You go to Vegas.
Yeah, I go to Vegas almost every year, so we're traveling a lot, and I know and we go to theme parks as well, a lot of different theme parks.
Especially
So I'm
in our
like,
area.
it kind of covers our bases with a lot of different demographics, theme parks,
Right.
Las Vegas, and cruising. So I figured we do enough to try to hit everybody. So let's try it and see what happens. And
Okay.
it was a slow start, but once I got into with this group here, it kind of exploded, and I got monetized in July of last year.
Nice.
So it's been it was a struggle getting there, but once you get there, it's pretty easy after that.
All right. Well, for those of you that haven't really heard our story, um, we had a cruise booked for Lori's birthday last year, and it was booked back in January of last year
For November.
for November. And being the person I am, I wanted to know as much as I could figure out about this ship. So I jumped on YouTube and said, "Oh, there's got to be something out here." little did I realize what I was getting myself into. Um, Finding all of these cruise YouTubers,
Down the rabbit hole.
went down the rabbit hole and learned a lot about the ships and just really we both got into watching cruise videos because we'd never been on a cruise before
Together.
together. Yeah. We'd been on cruises years and years ago, but never been on any together. And the more I got into it, the more I thought, well, this would be pretty fun. I like shooting video. I've never edited video before, um, but we don't know anything about cruising. So what are we going to talk about? We love to travel, but cruising just wasn't in that
We go to
mix.
St. Martin every year,
Yeah,
man,
but we
for
go.
2 weeks. So we're like, oh, well, we can
Yeah,
talk
we go
about
to
that.
St. Martin every year, and I was like, all right, well, why don't we know St. Martin? We've been going for 15 years. Why don't we start with that and talk about what we know? And so that's what we did last April when we were in St. Martin.
And we really didn't know much.
We
I
didn't know
mean, we
much.
knew
Oh
much
yeah, it
about,
was
we knew stuff about St. Martin, but beyond that, it was
beyond that, it was completely
Yeah.
new. So we for that time there, we shot videos, and it took me from April all the way till July before I was ready to post our first video. And since then, we've kept up with it somehow.
yeah.
Had one video out every week ever since, even if it was just a simple little summer trip or something that we took, you know, day at the
Sure.
zoo or
Yeah.
whatever. So, oh wow, we got lots of people popping in here.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. We've got
Danny D says you're in the wrong seat.
Danny D. Let's see if I can find her
Past
first.
that, I think.
Yeah, there. So there, Danny D. Mike, I think you're in the wrong chair again. Poor Ricky. And she also says, "Hey, Captain Sherry." Yep. Hello, Captain Sherry. And we've got Paul is in. We only talk junk about Kurt, not Miss Marcia. And Eddie Lugo. We also
Brooklyn.
met. Brooklyn is in the house. But let's see. I think that's well, no, we've got Cruising Koozies.
Hey.
Hello, hello, and welcome.
So Kurt and Marsha are in here as well. See me traveling, and then Marsha will see me traveling.
All right, and we have Controversial Cruising, and there's Marsha. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. And
Paul.
They already said hi to Paul.
yeah,
Carnival Cruise
And if
Addicts.
you missed anyone, sorry.
Carnival Cruise
Yep.
Addicts. Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get on to what we're here to talk about, right?
Sure.
Icon, the largest cruise ship in the world, right?
Yep.
We can at least keep saying that for a
Amazing.
little while
Yeah, a
longer.
little while longer at least, and until the next one comes out. But it'll be a little while before anybody beats that, unless
Utopia,
I'm,
right?
I'm
What's
seeing
Royal?
what. No,
Star?
Utopia's not going to be bigger.
Says
Star will be bigger, but probably by a foot or something. Just
Right.
to say that it's the
Oh, yeah.
newest.
Just to
newest
say that
largest
it's
one.
bigger.
Right.
Yep.
stick
I don't know.
stick
Were
something
you
bigger
all
on the
at
end of it.
the sail away at all for Icon?
We
Yeah.
we were at the Hideaway bar.
Yeah, we were.
Not the bar,
Hideaway
the Hideaway
From back
area.
to ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah, we
were
were back
we
there
were
on the
sitting
deck.
in the Aquadome, and I don't know if you all noticed, but on the sides of the road, there were people lined up to take
Yeah.
pictures and video of the ship sailing out. And I think we were sitting there talking to someone, or maybe you were on a live.
I was doing
and,
live.
and I was like, why are all those people standing out there like on top of their cars, on top of the wall? I was like, oh, they're taking pictures of us in the in the ship.
Yeah,
And the boats were all lined up too on the other side of
Yeah.
the road.
yeah. I got some video of those boats that were in that little bay out there, and what we sailed out of Miami back in September for what was actually our first cruise
Together.
together on Freedom of the Seas, and it was nowhere near as many boats out there.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Yeah.
it was packed in that little bay. So there were tons of people hanging out just to see, and they were stopped all along the highway. That was really cool.
Yeah, I was just there on the Meraviglia in November, and it wasn't anything like that.
And then they had, of course, the fireworks for the sail away, which was
Wish it was a little darker for
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
wish it'd been a little bit later, but what are you going to do? You know, your
Like-
sail away is 5 to 6 or something
Yeah.
like that.
and you don't
So
want to stay in port, so
Yeah.
there was rumors that they were going to do it at Coco Cay,
Yeah.
and then
Mm.
never happened. And it would have been
Right.
good because by the time we got up and running from Coco Cay, it started getting dark.
hmm
yeah,
But we did notice, I don't know if you all saw, when we got to port at each of the ports, they welcomed Icon with their own special welcoming. There was, which port was it where they did the boats in the circle?
That was
Wasn't Kitts.
what was the first place that we went? I think it was St. Kitts.
Was it Kitts?
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Kitts. They had the first thing in the morning. The boats were in a little harbor there, going around in a circle, because we had a panoramic ocean view room, and we were looking out our window, and they were just steady going in a circle, welcome them in, and then the prime minister of the country came and got on the ship and did a little tour.
Mhm.
yeah. I saw the official cars that had driven out onto the pier there. That was
Yep.
interesting. Oh,
then everybody got a tour too. All
yeah. We were giving
Mhm.
tours around the ship, and then
the local people.
we s- we were doing. Have you guys ever done the Nations Challenge
It's like a
scavenger hunt on Royal Caribbean?
Mm-mm.
So Well, why don't you talk about it?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's usually your first sea day and it's in the morning around like 10 or something. And then you go in and you sign up and you get a piece of paper and they have all the different nations on it. And then on the other side, they would have nations that are harder to find where maybe they have less crew members of that. And then you've got like the specialty,
Officers.
or officers or directors or, uh, sports teams, or something like that and whatnot. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, but anyway,
Yeah.
all the nations represented are either on the list or some of them aren't. And so what you got to do is you got to go around and talk to the crew and find out where they're from. And if they're from a nation that you need, you have them sign off on it.
Okay.
The reason
I
I
think
brought it up was it was
that's what you all were doing when we met you, right?
Yes,
yes,
probably.
yes, we were we were looking for some that we were missing.
Where were we? The ice rink, right?
Yeah, we were at the ice rink.
Yes,
We had
yes.
heard that some of the performers in the ice show were from some of the nations that we were looking for, but of course we got down there and there were no one was practicing or anything
No.
like that. But
Yeah.
it's a really cool kind of scavenger hunt because you got to go all over the place and you got to talk to all different crew in any position, and then you got to track down your cruise director and your captain and and find out where they're going to be and to get them to sign off on your paper.
Right. And so the captain was from Norway, and there's only one person from Norway, and they wouldn't let him sign in two places. So you had captain and you had Norway. And so,
But yeah, we did that on Odyssey and we did it again
Mhm.
on Icon. But the reason I said that was because we were where were we? Was it St. Kitts or St. Thomas? And there was this whole big group of crew.
St. Thomas. 'Cause we
Uh,
were at the hideaway pool, right? When they
no,
came down?
they were in Surfside, yeah. And there was this whole big group of crew, and we went up to them, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we're actually from the celebrity whatever that was parked next to
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Celebrity
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it was. It was parked next to us, and it's like, oh, so they
And I was
can't
like, "Does
sign
it
here.
count?" Right,
That's
because
not
they
gonna
actually
count.
were on my sheet and
Yeah.
I didn't have any signatures. And I'm like, "Does that count?" They're like, "I don't know if that counts." So
Yeah. So yeah, the second time we did it, and both times we came in third place.
Nice.
The one on
So
Odyssey, I think, had a better prize. Although I don't know what the prize was. Third place, I got a little puzzle.
yeah, that
Um,
puzzle they
so
were
like,
handing out there
yeah,
when we met you guys.
yeah.
See, I
I had
didn't
to
know they
figure
were
it out.
handing out a puzzle.
We had no idea. We didn't get a puzzle.
Uh,
Oh, I have
oh
two.
no.
You can have one. Well, the next time when I see you guys, I'll make sure you get one. Or
Okay, that'll
something.
work.
PM me your address and I'll just send it to you. I have two.
That's
All
cool.
right, let me catch up on the chat here. I know I've seen some
I think
new
everybody's
names.
just saying hello to everybody else.
Yeah, but we've got
Wow.
Warm Strong Adventures is in,
What's going on, Bill?
Hi, howdy.
and we've got Down Under Cruisers says, "Good day, folks."
What's going on with Sean?
And of course, Mike knows all these people's names.
He's
I'm
been
still
around a
getting
while.
there. He has been around a while. And I think
Ocean to
he
Ocean.
said
That's Bruce and
Ocean
Cindy.
to Ocean. Yeah,
Bruce, Cindy?
Cindy.
there's a nice hoodie, Ricky. And we've got Cindy from Ocean to Ocean. Yep, this is where everybody's at tonight.
Thanks for
And
coming out,
cruising
y'all.
scene.
Appreciate it.
Yes. If you haven't been here before, we try to do either a live stream or some type of local video. So probably in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, our will be our video from Helen. So that's when we'll premiere that one,
Yeah.
because we will be out of the country that week in St. Martin. And first I thought about doing a live stream from there, but it's like, we got to stick this one in somewhere. So
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the internet work in St. Martin?
in our timeshare there, it's not too bad. You got to pay for it. It's like $30 for the week, but it's good enough to do most stuff.
For the week.
Yeah.
What?
60.
It's 60?
I think so. For the week. Yeah. Well,
No, I thought it was 30.
no, it might
It's
be
50.
for
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Because we went for 2 weeks, and so like it was like $10 more for the month. That's why it was. I think it was 60.
Oh,
for
that's
that.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just do it. But yeah. So if you want to
All right. Yeah.
get
Why don't
these.
you take
All right.
the wheel there?
I'm gonna take the wheel. So I'm gonna ask you guys a question. And there's no wrong answers. What was your biggest takeaway from the icon?
I'll let you go
Ooh,
first.
biggest takeaway, besides its size. I love the art. I love how well they did the artwork. All of the Royal Caribbean ships that we've ever been on, actually even Carnival, their ships, the artwork is phenomenal. But I love the statues. I love the pearl. Oh my gosh, what floor was that? Central Park's floor. The face, the lady's head in the center of the elevator lobby. It's like half green, half silver. One of my favorites. The cherry blossom tree outside of Izumi. That one was also
Yes.
very
Yeah.
beautiful. I love the artwork and the dedication that they put into it.
My favorite thing was just the way they spread everything out, and there was a million chairs everywhere. So
Yeah.
I know we didn't sail it at full capacity. We were only at 80%. So I would like to see what the ship is like at 100% capacity, but there was always a ton of chairs and tables and places to sit that you didn't have to worry about being crowded or anything like that. And I thought that the swim up bar was going to act at all times. We didn't do it, but like we thought we were going to. But every time we went over there was only a few people in there. So there's all those extra seats that your butt sits in the water.
Right.
So there was a ton of places to sit if you wanted to. The only place I really seen get packed every night was the dueling piano bar.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they were like
Even like 2 deep. That was like
that-
4 and 5 deep.
outside,
Yeah.
just standing there watching it. Yeah. The Hideaway got really packed, but then again, that pool was very small.
Mhm.
But even the stadium decking out, the
Lounges.
stadium loungers out there, those would fill up really fast. But it's an adult only area and it's out in the sun, so I guess it kind of
That's
happens. But
That's why I didn't stay.
yeah. With her
Yeah.
being the redhead,
No,
we don't stay out in the sun.
no.
Yeah, we ended
No.
up not getting off the ship in St. Thomas,
Hmm.
so we could actually do some of those things or see some of those areas that there just were too many people in there any other time, like Hideaway. We went to
Yeah.
Hideaway and we went to
I
Swim
think
and
we hit all the
Tonic.
pools at that point. Yeah,
Yeah,
when everybody was kind of off.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little tour, right?
That's when we did it. We did a little bit. We didn't get off at Coco Cay either because we've been there several times. So I recorded the day we did St. Thomas and the day we did Coco Cay. That way I could get the pools and stuff and not have to worry about anybody complaining or anything.
right.
I don't like you at the control. I don't like him at the control.
I've got the mouse here, and she's
Yeah.
wanting to type in
I'm like
chat.
I'm pointing like they're like click here, click here. So I'll
Yeah.
just say hi, Scott.
We're not managing this chat very well. This is the most people we've ever had in chat
Yes. So
on one of our lives. So
Corey's a little slow on the draw.
I am, and I've been in so many people's lives here in the past
You haven't had to do anything.
month and a half or
Yeah.
so, and the chats get really lively, and half of the live stream ends up being about the chat, but that's
Yeah.
cool, because you get to talk to all these different people. But the live streams that we've done so far have either been just us talking or asking people, hey, do you have any questions about what we're talking about? So
my first 5 live
Absolutely,
streams, I had
exactly.
5 people in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like 3 to 5 people, and and I didn't have anything planned or anything like that. I mean, I kind of like wanted to talk about certain things, but I'm terrible at planning things a lot of times, and I try to feed off of her sometimes, and it just gets terrible sometimes. Some days.
Yeah. Well, we do really well at feeding off of each other and talking back and forth and just having a conversation.
Sometimes if I
we
can get a
tend to
word in
talk too
edgewise.
much
Yeah, he talks.
sometimes. And so when I'm editing our videos, I'm like, all right, that's gonna have to go. That's not gonna stay. That's just too long and boring. So
And he is not a talker, which is really kind of strange. You get him in front of the camera and he's like Mr. Talkie Talkerson. And I was like, and I have to like touch his back and be like, okay, I want to talk, like, or I forget what I want to say.
yeah, I mean, I can be kind of an introvert most of the time, but
You'd never
I
tell
am
though.
an introvert. I do not talk to the camera. Most of the time, I got to sit there and take hours going back through and voicing over everything. And I wish, like, I've tried on my last few trips, like Icon, we did a few where we talked to the camera. So when I get those videos out, we'll see how they did. And we did some, I think something else, maybe a little bit of something for Helen, but I didn't do a whole lot of taping in Helen. I did like the mountain coaster. I recorded that on my 3D.
oh wow,
360.
360.
So
yeah.
we'll see how that goes because once I hit the first turn, my camera went whoop. So hopefully it's still got enough, but I have not really messed with it too much to see. But
You guys want to answer that?
Let's see. We've got a couple of comments about this.
Benny?
It said, Mike, you do so well in front of the camera.
I don't know about that one.
That's a question.
And Cindy says, did you guys try out the spa on the Icon?
No.
We did not. No.
I tried out the smoothies that were made in the spa daily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we had the what was it, the refreshment package?
Yeah.
They do it's in certain of their drinks are included in the refreshment package when you go to the bar inside the spa, the juice bar. And I got a fruit smoothie every morning.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I walked in there for signatures. That was about as much as I did in the spa.
You know,
Well,
out of
I tried to do a
everybody,
video of it, and they wouldn't let me.
Yeah,
Even they told
very
me
nice
like
when
to
I
come
walked
back
in.
this certain day at this certain time, and I went back in there. They're like, "Nope, we got treatments all day. Sorry about your luck."
uh, well, we got some video in there while she was trying to get signatures, but they, of all the people that we dealt with on the ship, those were the only ones that were not very
Yeah, everybody
helpful.
else
Well,
was really overly nice.
so understand that that spa is run by a totally different company.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Contracted.
Oh, I didn't
It's
know that.
yeah, they're
contracted out.
contractors,
Oh,
and just like I guess the photographers are all contracted, but
The
and
I think the same company does Royal, Norwegian, and another ship. I can't remember which one. Um, it's the same company that does all the spas.
yeah, yeah, I saw something the other day that that company had just like won another year contract
Contract.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was about you, Mike, by the way, that little message.
That was M.
Uh,
She said you did good after your late shifts when you went live.
Oh, thank you, Emily.
Hello, Armstrong.
Down under's in.
Yep.
Cindy asked, "Did you guys take the slides instead of the stairs?"
Oh, I think
Lori
pretty
Cindy
did
much.
knows
once.
that.
There was a slide written. There was
On a live stream.
on a live stream,
Ah,
I did the slide at the
kids area.
kids area, the surf side.
yeah,
I did
that's what
too.
Lori did. And,
White pants on too, and then when
uh,
we got out, they were not.
Oh no.
they weren't quite white anymore.
Oh
Uh,
no.
It was still fun to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Uh,
was on a live
I did
stream,
too.
like I said, and I'm following. I'm walking around and I'm showing them. I'm like, oh look, there's a slide you can go down, and everybody in the chat's like,
Everyone.
you're
Go
going
down
down
the
the
slide.
slide right
Go down the
now.
slide. Go down
Like,
the slide.
Nah,
Bring
maybe
up
when I
Make
go
him go
back.
down the slide.
Yeah.
Hold the camera, make him go. And so I held the camera.
Yep.
nice. So, if you had to pick one area of the ship that was your favorite, what would you say it was?
The
Aquadome.
well, not the overlook of the Aquadome.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the
That
overlook.
seems
Yeah.
to be the biggest favorite when you're talking to people.
It does.
Is the overlook in the Aquadome. What do you think makes it so awesome, though? Why does
It's
everybody
those-
like it so much?
We like those chairs that were in there.
The couches.
So
Right.
the couches had electric in them, USB plugs
Yeah.
and regular plugs.
Mhm.
So if I recorded a bunch of stuff and I wanted to make some shorts and she wanted to read a book, we'd go get up on one of those couches and I'd make shorts while she's reading a book. And I didn't have to worry
Okay.
about running out of power or anything. I could just plug my phone in right there.
I will say the overlook, the one that sits tall, that's a very unique. I've never seen that on a ship like that before.
Oh, the pods.
The
the up-
pods that
The
are
up
that
top.
are the up top ones. I've never seen that. So that was top notch. I love
Were you able to get
Reading-
into those at all?
So on the very first day, we should have probably reserved it because that was the only time we actually got in there.
Oh, you had to reserve it or no?
No.
No, you
Oh,
just had to be the first in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
for
you
the whole
got to be
week.
the very first because it didn't matter how early we would get there, somebody would already be up there.
Yeah.
Mark McClure from the Cruise World, he was up in the one day doing I think he was doing some work on his YouTube channel, and he said I could come up there if I wanted to. Just it was just her and I, and we just sat down at one of the lower ones. I think either that or I
Yeah.
wasn't going in there at that point. I just seen he was waving at me when he was up there.
Yeah, those were pretty cool.
Saw one that looked empty, and I was like creeping up the stairs because I was like, oh, I don't know. And I finally get up there and I kind of peek around the corner, and somebody was laying down reading, and I was like, darn it. So I turned around, went back down.
Yeah,
We got
I
the
went up
one.
there with
If you're coming from like Hooked, the 2nd
Mhm.
one in on the ground, we were able to get that one like almost every time we went in there.
Every time.
Oh, great.
hmm And that one was the one we were doing our live from when we were right in front of the window. And I saw all the people lined up
In Miami.
in Miami. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice spot right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a cool spot up there because
Yeah.
you can see everything out in front of the ship,
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
of course, I liked uh, Pearl Cafe, because you had the
We
same thing
we
Oh
like
yeah.
here
them as well.
Yeah.
as
Puts a
far
lot
as
of
the
time in.
plugs. We did a live stream from the
Mhm.
Pearl Cafe just because it was a really open and nice looking
Mhm.
area,
And it had power.
and we could have the Pearl right behind us, and
Yeah.
we had
Yep.
power, so that was a lot of fun.
And the sunsets there were really nice too.
Oh yeah.
We caught a few from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
That
some
was nice.
great shots of the sunset.
Yeah.
And
And I feel like the
Well,
Pearl
mine was.
Cafe. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I said I feel like the Pearl Cafe offered a lot more than the typical cafe promenade on the Royals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The seats were a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
The ones up against the window you could swivel around in. So we really enjoyed that area too.
Mhm.
and you could people watch. So never know who was going to walk by sitting there at the Pearl Cafe or anywhere where you could people watch.
Cindy asked the question.
Yeah.
Put this up there. Cindy's asking, when your window was open, did your room get hot? Does the AC turn off when you open it? I think.
Did you guys have the infinite balcony?
We did not, but I know other people that did. And yes, when you open the window, the AC goes off. And I'm trying to think who was saying that it does get a little stuffy in there when you open it.
Yeah. We got Anthony on the move. Says hello, everyone. Hello, Anthony.
What's going
Welcome
on?
in.
And that's
Uh,
so.
M74 says,
What
what
happened?
happened?
I'm not sure what she's talking about.
I'm not sure what she's referring to. Um, she
Oh,
said
stream
stream just
ended.
ended.
Nah, I think if she's watching
Uh,
on mine, she probably hit a commercial.
Oh yeah, there was a
Oh.
commercial.
Okay,
Never
yeah.
mind.
Yep, the stream's still going.
Okay, good.
So, so what about food? What was your favorite?
Hold on, I didn't share my favorite spot
Okay,
because
all
it's the
right.
same as yours. Mine was the Overlook and the Aquadome. Although I did like the Orion Bean Bar as well because I'm a huge tea drinker. Where is it? Okay, over here. So, I like that you can get alcoholic tea beverages. So
Okay,
Nice.
and that's the one that was in the Aquadome right across, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't in. Yes,
yeah,
it
it was
wasn't in where the Overlook was. It was the one on the
like
side
Yeah,
opposite
the other
from
side.
Hook.
by the
Yeah,
market. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, now you can go ask your question.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your permission.
Okay.
So food. People go on cruises. They always talk about the food.
Because it's all about the food.
Yeah, it always seems to be about the food. And I know if you watch any of our icon vlogs, there's no food in it. There's a reason for that, but
Talk about that after.
we can
Let
talk about that
let you
later.
guys
But
go first.
our Odyssey and our Freedom videos, they were all about food. St. Martin was all about food. But on Icon, what would you say? What was the most impressive food offering for you?
And do you guys agree or do you have different opinions?
So we go to the main dining room every night. That's just us. We don't do the specialty restaurants on most places. We'll be doing a couple of them on the Jubilee just because we got a big group going. But normally when we're on a cruise, we just do the regular old dining. And I don't really care for their new menu when they changed it like 6-8 months back or whatever. But there's normally something I can find that I can like. I do like the marketplace to where it throws a little something different at you with the mac and cheese. I had the mac and cheese several times. We had crepes one day, and we waited till I think the last night to have the crepes, and I wish we would have did it earlier because I probably would have had a crepe every other day or something because they were pretty good.
Did you order the salmon
I did.
or lobster?
So we did have lobster.
Yeah, we had lobster
Yeah,
on
There,
lobster night.
They
lobster
had a
was 2
lobster.
nights.
They had two. Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
had two
did.
lobster nights, and they had lobster on
Oh, the buffet
in the
on one of the beaches
Windjammer
got
for
Buffet
there.
lunch
one.
on embarkation day.
Oh, that was. Although I did pick up a lobster and I didn't eat it because I was afraid it wasn't cooked enough. But
Oh,
everything else was really good. You had a lobster and you ate
Yeah,
it,
I
and
had.
it was
I
You're,
mean,
really
you're
they
good.
had
talking about
lobster.
on
They had
embarkation day.
embarkation
Yes,
day.
at
Oh
the
my
Yeah, so
gosh.
Windjammer.
we had it on Wonder on embarkation day, and the lobster in the bistro, the Solarium Bistro,
solarium. Yeah,
it was cold,
it was cold.
so
Oh,
it did not taste
yeah.
right. It was almost like they served it like shrimp cocktail,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they cut the tail in half and had it folded out, and it didn't taste right, so we didn't end up eating it on that. I wasn't sure if they did the same thing on Icon or not.
Yeah. I mean, they had this whole tree thing set up that had lobster tails stuck all around it,
I wish I got a
and
picture of that.
and they had
Did you get pictures of
crab legs galore. I probably
Oh,
have
you would like the crab
some
legs.
video
Oh, I
somewhere.
would have ate the crab legs.
Oh,
They we
they had
made a bunch when they
shrimp
were
and they
here.
had scallops and they had, you know, stone crab
Man,
claws, and I mean it was a whole feast. And of course on the steak area they had filet out there. They put on
Really?
uh, a real
we really
show
dropped
on
the
the
ball
We
embarkation
on
we
day.
the
did drop the
meal.
ball.
Yeah, they had all kinds of
We went to
stuff
the
there.
marketplace,
It was pretty cool.
right?
Um, but you
Where
know,
were we? I'm guessing we went to the marketplace,
I
but
think we went to the marketplace because it was the newest one.
yeah,
yeah.
Mm.
Missed out.
Um,
But I will say, for me, for the food, I am very impressed that they have added so much of a variety. So like the marketplace, in the kids area, they have the buffet and they have the small little quick eats. I think they've done a really great job of adding a lot of variety to their food.
yeah,
But I
there's
still
a
like the
lot of
main
different
dining room.
things. Yeah. We ate in the main dining room.
Every night but two, because the
Yeah,
first one we went to the Windjammer because of the sail away, because we had the early dining,
right.
and the last one.
And the last night mm, we got a free specialty dining with our
Mhm.
with our booking, and so we ate at Chops Steakhouse. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, we really enjoyed the MDR on Icon. Our wait staff was just phenomenal.
They went above and beyond to make. Well, we had some special dietary restrictions on this cruise, and so that's why we didn't do a lot of the food stuff. But the wait staff bent over backwards to make sure that we were fed enough, make sure that we had things, everything that we could eat, and yeah, and then kind of halfway through. They started talking. I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're not bringing desserts because I can't eat them." And they're like, "Well, we can make you dessert." And I was like, "No, that's okay." Because I was like, "You guys are doing so much already." Like, I didn't want to be a pain in the butt. And so they brought the chef out and they ended up making us desserts with no sugar in them. And it was, oh my God, like we had the best experience that when it came to last night and we were supposed to go to Chops, we didn't want to go. We wanted to go back to the main dining room. And so we did. We went
Yeah,
back in there to say, goodbye or whatever. And we actually got a shrimp cocktail or something like
Oh,
that. And they're like, "What else do you want? Do you want more food? Do you want this?" And we're like, "No, we gotta go eat over there." And the chef actually made a dessert and brought it over to Chops so that we could
oh,
have it that night for dinner. It was amazing. The level of service that they provided for
yeah.
us.
And
Mm.
I've said it on previous live streams. I'll say it again. Royal Caribbean took their entire crew, company wide, and said, "Who wants to come to Icon?" And they had like what was it,
12,000, I
12,000
think,
applicants
for
for
2,300 jobs or something.
2,300 jobs. So they picked the best of the best across the fleet, and
Yeah.
there were some really exceptional people there.
Yeah, we knew a couple of the wait staff,
Mm-hmm.
one of the managers, and then one of the waiters that we had. We had them on a previous ship, and they were the waiter would come over and talk to us every night, and so would the manager, since he knew us from previous ships. And then our wait staff, they only had like 4 tables, and most of the nights, 3 of the tables never showed up. So they were
Yeah.
always constantly like coming over and talking to us, just trying to kill time and asking us like, "So you want anything else? You want us to get you something else?" Like,
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were very friendly. They wanted to know like what we did today, because we told them about the channel, asked questions about the channel and everything. They were very, very nice. They also went above and beyond because somebody needed peanut butter with his dessert.
oh yeah, and they had to go to the
The
Windjammer, right?
Windjammer to go
Yeah.
get him
Hmm.
peanut butter.
So, do you
Carnival.
all only do Royal?
No.
It has been
So
that,
far, that's just kind
yes,
of the way it worked out.
but no, we have a couple of Hollands coming up,
Okay.
Carnival coming up, and
Yeah.
So
a
Carnival
celebrity.
does
Yeah.
the
And a celebrity.
milk chocolate cake, and putting peanut butter in it. That's a thing that you do. So you just got to ask the wait staff for peanut butter. So Royal had the Royal Mountain Chocolate Cake. So I was like, well, let me try peanut butter with it. They're like, oh yeah, we can get you peanut butter, no problem. And then like the one waiter came back and said, yeah, I had to run to the Windjammer to get that. I'm like, oh, now you're making me feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, we certainly don't want to put any more work on these guys, but it's like
Yeah.
they were just begging for anything extra
Yes.
that they could do.
I felt that no matter what you asked, they couldn't say no. Like, I just feel like they weren't allowed to say no. That was the impression that I got. I don't know. Maybe because it was the first cruise and they wanted all that, a positive, interactions or whatnot. But I mean, there wasn't
Alright.
anything I needed or wanted for on that cruise. Everybody, not in the room steward, like,
Yep.
didn't tell them
Yeah.
about the hats. So
Oh
we got the
gosh.
hats and we got a pink one and a purple one. And Corey comes in,
Oh,
he goes, well, I guess I get the pink hat because my favorite color is purple. So and so we asked the room steward, hey, can we trade this in and maybe get a blue or, a different color so that he can wear it?
It could
And
be anything other than pink,
so she came back with a
Um,
yellow one, but didn't take the pink one. So we have 3 hats now.
that's same with us. So I went ahead and auctioned one of them off for the Helping Hands for Cruising
Oh,
cruise-a-thon
nice.
okay.
that we did right like a week after we came back or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, because I think we got the yellow and pink, and I'm like, I'm never gonna wear this yellow. So can I get that blue? And she's like, he was like, yep, sure. So the next day he brought the blue in, and then from then on he
He
matched the blue
correlated.
and
Yep.
the
The blue
the
and
same
purple.
colors all the way through.
So for the
I did get a
journal,
lot of purple stuff
yep.
after that.
Yeah.
For the bags.
Our cabin steward did the same thing.
Yeah.
And actually, our cabin steward on Odyssey back in October or November was also on Icon.
Yeah, we
So he got moved
Okay.
there,
we got to see him a bit.
and so we got to see him again.
There is a question. Whoops.
Uh,
Nope, not that one. It moved as soon as I clicked it.
Do they have Vegemite? I don't think so.
I don't know what that
Probably
is.
not. It's an
Vegemite is
Aussie
an
thing.
Australian thing, and it tastes very extremely nasty. He's just
Oh,
he's just being
he's being
smart.
funny. Oh, okay.
Um,
All right.
Oh, wait,
Well,
they got some at the office.
I have some. Yeah. Yeah. It is an acquired taste from everything I've heard.
Okay.
But yeah,
I lived a sheltered life.
I watched a lot of movies growing up. So
Yeah.
apparently, that is the leftover residue from the barrels of bourbon or something, like the stuff they scrape off. So it apparently it's pretty nasty.
I can only imagine.
Okay, I'm kind of glad I don't know what it is then.
Yeah.
All right. Controversial Cruising says, I can't wait to go on a royal ship this year.
The clock.
He's going to be on the our group cruise, Utopia of the Seas.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were supposed to be on the Utopia.
Yes,
But
actually, we decided we can't tell you
no,
because
we're not going
we
to
were
tell
going
you
to tell you
because
guys
that's
tonight, but then we ended up coming live with you.
that's
So
next Wednesday's live stream. We're going to tell you the outcome of our whole Utopia of the Seas inaugural debacle.
yes,
So come back next
stay
Wednesday.
tuned.
He
Oh,
says
Got cut
beer.
off, so I don't know, kind of know what to say. Wait, that's
He
this
says
one.
beer.
The
Not
leftovers
bourbon,
beer,
from
fucking beer.
making beer. Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so yeah, that's kind of what I thought I remembered was that it was some type of yeast,
Yeah.
and so yeah, as a brewer, I know exactly what's left in the bottom of a beer tank. I dump it down
So
the drain every day.
I was just gonna say you're a brewmaster. You should have known that.
Well, I didn't. I thought it was some type of yeast derivative. I didn't realize it came from beer production. So
That's his
So
day
our
job,
room
y'all. Just
steward
so you know.
on Icon went above and beyond. So I guess all the furniture didn't come in
oh
time.
no,
So we had like this huge open space because it was supposed to, be a balcony, but without an actual balcony. So we just have a floor to ceiling window.
window.
And there were these two wicker, what are they,
Ottomans.
Ottomans that were sitting over there with this table. And I was like, man, I really wish I had a chair so I could sit there and read in the morning and drink my coffee. And we asked the room steward, we're like, hey, can we get a chair over there by chance, or find me another chair, because I was going to take the one from the vanity and put it over there. And I don't, did we go to dinner? I can't remember. All
I think
know
we went to
is
dinner or something, and we come back and we had two lawn chairs from the
pool chairs
pool chairs,
from the deck.
like the Adirondack chairs
Oh.
from the deck.
Nice.
Yeah, he put two of them in there so we could sit there in the morning. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And and do you think that was just isolated to Icon? And second part of that question, if you do, was it because it was the new, like a new sailing, or do you think that this might be the standard on this ship?
As far as the going above and beyond,
Mhm.
I think it's because it's the new sailing. Plus, I knew they knew they had a lot of YouTubers and everything else on the ship, and I think they want to make the best first impression as they possibly can, so that it makes it out and they get as many sailings as they can.
But
Yeah.
also, we've been on plenty of royals where, there've been requests, especially at like dinner or something like that, that we haven't been told no.
Yeah, so
So
I mean, we've never had a problem with the Royal.
ever.
Yeah.
So our room
We haven't
stewards have
either.
always been
Yeah.
great. Our wait staff's always
They-
been great. The staff in
We've
general.
always
I will say, so versus Carnival and Royal, although we've only done 3 Carnival now. The entertainment staff is a lot more distant on a Royal than it is on a Carnival. They're not as personable
Okay.
As far as the
entertainment.
the cruise director and all,
Mm-hmm.
like most people, if you go on a Carnival ship, like people know the cruise director and they're like, oh, I want to go on a ship just because this cruise director.
Mm-hmm.
Most
Yeah.
of the time, you don't really know the cruise director on the Royals. I mean, this guy Mike, we sailed with him on Wonder, so we did get to see him twice,
Mm-hmm.
and he does liven up the party with the way he tries to dress up and do different things.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, a lot of the other cruise directors, I couldn't tell you who they were.
Yeah.
So we have a question.
Now we have a question. What type of cabin did we have?
We had a surfside balcony.
Yes, we had a surfside balcony.
It's the first time for us.
First time having an interior balcony.
And we were a little worried that it was going to be very loud and we weren't sure how we were going to like it.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what, after like 8 o'clock, maybe, it was dead quiet. There's nobody there.
I mean,
You actually heard, because it was close to the aft, and you heard the water from the
If anything, yeah.
yeah
I mean, when you had the door
music,
closed, you
but
really didn't hear much of
yeah,
anything
it
at
wasn't bad
all.
at all.
Even when there were a bunch of kids and a bunch of stuff going on
Hmm.
down in Surfside, you really didn't hear it, at least not on our floor.
No,
So,
no, and we were on
Yeah.
8, 8,
no,
8, 9,
we're
10,
12.
12, 12.
Yeah.
One of
We're
those.
doing our first interior balcony on Harmony in January to see how it is. Just because I wanted to kind of mix up the room tours, so I kind of had a little bit of everything on my room tours.
Mhm.
So we decided to
We
do
liked
a
it.
interior. I think we're doing Central Park and not the Aqua or
That may be different.
Boardwalk.
There's always a lot of stuff going on in Central Park.
At night,
Yeah,
but
they have
live
the
music
jazz
though, so you
outside
might
on
have yeah.
the Oasis class ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that might be I mean, if you like it, it'd be good. If you don't, then it might not be so good.
Well, we had the
Yeah.
But when you
window.
shut the doors, you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Where do we have it? Was that Oasis?
We had the Central Park window, which was just they give you a big bench seat and the window's pretty massive.
Yeah.
So I would sit there and sit on that bench and look out the window because that bench was real comfortable.
Huh.
Because we were like one floor up from the ground on Central Park. So did y'all get to meet Yachty? She was
We
on the
did
sailing
not.
with us as well.
Yeah, I saw that that Yachty was on the sailing. I've watched a couple of her videos from Icon, I believe. Um, but did not get to meet her. We met a bunch of other people that we know, or that we know from YouTube,
Yeah.
as much as anything.
Actually, I ran the first day we were doing a live stream. We come walking around a corner and I hear somebody calling my name. And I looked and wouldn't you know, I worked with this girl 8 years ago.
Both did, yeah.
Yeah.
In
And
Tampa,
so in Tampa, yeah, and we're not there anymore. We left there a long
yeah.
time ago. And so we're keeping in touch and it was great because we were
Yeah.
able to catch it took us probably about a good 4 days to catch up to be able to kind of get our schedules together. But it was pretty cool. Of
Yeah, that's
all
pretty cool.
places.
All places to meet someone that you knew 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, all right, let's turn it back to the YouTube thing. Um, who were you most excited to meet uh, on Icon?
Hmm.
It's okay if you say no one or
All right,
us.
it's okay
It's
if you
okay too.
you don't want to answer.
Well, he knew
Well,
more of who was going to be
I'm
there
probably
than
going to
I
say
did.
Ben and David because I didn't know they were going to be on it. And
Yeah.
I've never met them before. I've met Para DJ on the Vloggers Cruise, and I met EECC on Vloggers Cruise. But Ben and David was another one I was watching every day when I was off back in the day. So that was pretty cool. I just happened to see them. We were in the Windjammer eating lunch one day, and I looked up, and they were walking past the water slides. I'm like, holy crap, Ben and David's here. And a little bit later on that day, we were walking around, and I seen David, and I said, "Hey, can I get a picture with y'all?" He's like, "Well, Ben's up there. Let's go see if we can catch up with him." So they were very nice. They would have sat there and talked to me for probably a half hour if I wanted to, but I felt kind of weird doing it. So I was like, "Okay, thank you very much for the picture, and have a good trip and all."
Yeah, they weren't the first people that we met, but we did meet them on Embarkation Day. And
Was that the first day?
yeah, that was Embarkation Day. We met them.
They
We
were
knew
very
that they would
tall.
be that they were going to be on
Very nice. too.
Icon.
Yeah.
And we met them and they were hanging out with Steph as they tend to do
Mhm.
a lot. But
She was
yeah, they
really
were
sweet too.
super nice. She was super nice. Great people. It was actually Ben and David's video of the Odyssey that was probably the first
Our most
cruising
influential.
cruising YouTube video that I ever watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found them and watched their whole series, and then we
Mhm.
watched EECC's whole series, and so we got to meet them as well. And D and J,
Very nice.
Oh my gosh, those guys were just
Every time I turned around, they would kind of pass us, but they're so tall that like they were across
like
the
zoom,
way, and
they're
I was like, "Oh,
gone.
well, too late." And then we actually found them sitting down. I was finally able to catch up.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
we're always like, we don't want to disturb people. We can only imagine what they go through
yeah,
when they
we
have
want to be
as many
respectful of their
subscribers as they
time and
have,
yeah.
Yeah.
and everybody coming up and wanting their time. But we asked them, "Hey, would you mind if we talk to you for a couple of minutes? We're fans of yours. We watch your videos. We're, you know, baby vloggers here,
I think
trying
we
to do our
spent the
thing."
most time with them. They
And we
invited us to
probably
sit down
spent
and
more time because Dee was like, "Oh yeah, sit down right here, have a seat with us," and they just talked and talked and talked and talked, and it was
Yep.
just it was
it
it
was
was
really
very
nice.
comfortable.
Yeah,
You know, they made us very comfortable sitting there, so it was really cool.
Yeah,
And
they
so we
were
got
very nice when I went home. I was doing a live stream when I actually seen them, and uh, I was just about finished because they were up on that top deck, um, overlooking the pools and all, and they were getting ready to do the dance in the pool type thing. Um, I don't know if it ever started because they were supposed to start like right when I was up there with them. I can't remember what they called it, and they said it's the first time they've ever heard of it, so they wanted to watch it and see how it went because they opened up the pools at night that night, and it was some kind of dancing in the pool,
oh,
and in like the shallow part of the pool.
Midnight
interesting.
something.
Yeah,
It was midnight something.
yeah. So I was up there talking to them probably 20 minutes, and yeah, they totally nice. They'll sit there and talk to you for as long as you want to. But like you're saying, I feel guilty doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
I know on the vloggers cruise, they sat there in front of me. So me and Eddie Lugo kind of got up on the rail on the back of the ship. There's a little seating area there, and we sat there, and Para DJ stood right in front of us for the entire what do they call it? The meet and greet,
uh-huh.
and had people come up to them the entire time. So like 2 hours, and
Yeah,
they sat there and talked to anybody that wanted to come up and take pictures. They sat there for 2 hours and did it constantly, and they were always nice throughout the time that I seen them throughout the ship. I didn't see them then later on in the ship on the vloggers cruise. That's when I said hi. I just felt guilty because, like I said, the line was so deep all the way across the ship
right.
to get up to them. I'm like, I'm not going to bother them now. I'll just say hi to them
yeah,
later on.
Yeah.
Remember.
Well, guys, we've been going almost an hour already.
yeah. I
Yep.
didn't even ask him any
It's
questions.
hard to believe.
I know.
And I want to respect you guys' time. Don't want
Yeah.
to keep everybody too awfully long. Um,
I do want to ask
but
this question.
all right, ask the question.
All right, let me ask one really quick, and if you all need to go, go. What was your greatest wow factor, other than it being the largest ship in the world? Was there somewhere you walked in or did and were like, wow,
The whole design of the ship and made it look bigger than, so it's not that much bigger than Wonder, but they made it seem like it's that much bigger than Wonder because of the way they redesigned the ship. So just the design of the ship for me did it because the way they just open up that promenade area,
Yes.
and
Made it
up on the pool decks and all,
like
there was so much room and so much seating and everything. A lot of other ships, you just don't have that. Like you go up to the pool deck and you're fighting for a chair every day.
Yeah. That's true. You didn't have that problem. And, even when they had huge events going on in the promenade, you could still walk through there.
Yeah,
It's not like you were trying to weave your way between people and get from one side to the other. It was just easy. I mean, so it was a good time.
the Overlook was a wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So,
For you?
for me, embarkation, walking in and seeing the Pearl there, it was just like, okay, I've seen this on video, but that is just incredible.
Yeah.
Because there were some people that had videos out already, uh, and I watched as many as I could before we got on. But yeah, that was just super impressive, and I love the way it changed color throughout the day and at
Mm-hmm.
different
And throughout
times.
the
Yeah.
week, it did different things with the panels as well.
Yeah,
Like
Mhm.
it didn't
Yeah.
do the same thing constantly. They
yeah,
changed it up throughout the week.
Yeah.
Royal
I was
Caribbean
really
actually has the
anxious. Sorry.
yeah, Royal Caribbean actually has a video of an artist who designed the pearl. I've watched it on Instagram, and he was like, I just want to give like people something different to look at, and make the panels, like Mike said, not just do one thing, but they do multiple things and have multiple effects.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I was a little anxious to get on the ship or beforehand just because it was so big. I thought it was going to be so crowded. And, I'm kind of short. If you guys don't know, I'm like barely 5 feet. I'm 5.5 on my license. I'm 5'1" because they don't do half sizes. But so I get a little anxious in big crowds and kind of about that. But let me tell you what, there was when I got on there, and it was like you said, Mike, so spread out, and there were no issues. Even the balloon drop, like I was strategically placed where I could get away really quick if I was getting a little um anxious in there, but not at all, not at all. And so I really enjoyed the fact that it was so open,
Yeah,
Yep.
and the elevators are pretty cool too.
yeah.
We didn't
The
even talk
elevators
about
were
it.
impressive.
And then you get talking after you hit your button on that little kiosk, and you're like, "Crap, what elevator is supposed to go? I don't know." You gotta hit it
Yeah.
Hit
again.
it again. Yeah.
Like, wait, pay
Well,
attention.
well, Mike was telling us you were supposed to hit how many people were going to be on it.
Yes,
Right.
and we didn't know that.
We didn't
Yeah.
know that either.
So for those of
Crazy.
you that don't know, and you go on Icon, if there's 5 people in your party, hit 5 times. So
Yeah, hit the floor you want to go to
it's
5 times. But I mean, I was a little bit concerned about how well that would work, but it pretty much worked flawlessly.
even if you didn't hit it
I
multiple
mean,
times.
even when it was
Oh yeah.
busy, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think we waited more than a couple of minutes for an elevator.
Oh, yeah.
So it could have been when we disembarked, but I did a video which I haven't put out yet. But I did a video from my room until I hit the where you have to show your passport, which I
Yeah.
kind of got in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah.
I did a video from the room to the passport, and it was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were off from our room all the way out to the sidewalk was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was,
It
I
was super, super fast.
yeah.
I feel like we waited
Yeah.
longer for an Uber.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, in watching some of these other cruising videos and the fact that we've only been on Royal Caribbean, every ship that we've gotten on, it was like we walked up, we went right up to the person that was checking our boarding passes, and we got right on the ship.
Right on the ship. Yeah.
And I've seen some of these other videos, and they're like, oh, they're waiting in the embarkation lounge, and they're doing this and they're that. I'm like, I haven't had to do that yet.
You've
So
been lucky, knock on wood.
I don't know when that's going to change, but that doesn't sound like too much fun to me. But,
Amy, yes,
all
they're
right.
the smart elevators. So you just go up there and you just hit what floor you're going to, and it tells you what elevator to go to. And the one elevator lobby had 6 elevators, and the other one had 5, I believe, 5 or 4.
It was 12, right? It was 6 on one
There's one that
side.
had,
Yeah, 12.
Where our room was, there
12
was
and
yeah, 6
I
and
think it was 12 and
10.
10.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so they had plenty of elevators. There's no doubt about that. They probably more elevators than you've ever seen in one place on a ship. But
And it makes multiple stops just so that, because
right.
I think that was some confusion too, where people thought it was just going to go straight
Thought
to
it was going to be a
Pandora.
private
Well,
elevator just for
Yeah.
them or something.
Our
but
first
no.
2 days, it didn't make multiple
It
stops.
did not.
We
We
went
thought
straight
that.
to the floor. So it was kind of weird. And then on the 3rd day, is like, oh, we're
Wait,
hitting some other
what's
floors.
happening here?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Do you guys want to talk about your group cruise?
yeah, why don't you tell everybody about your group cruise?
If you want to, I mean, you don't have to, but
Well, we will be doing a group cruise on Utopia of the Seas September 13th through the 20th. It's a back-to-back. It's a 2 short cruises because Utopia is not doing 7-day sailings yet. So they're going to do the 13th to the 16th and then the 16th to the 20th. If you'd like any information, you can get a hold of me or Bruce from Ocean Travel, and we can get you booked. There is also a Utopia of the Seas Facebook page. If you'd like to get on that, it's Utopia of the Seas group cruise September 13th to the 20th. So just look that up and you'll find it, and we'll accept you in.
all right.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to.
He's taking the mouse back.
Yeah.
Cal.
Let me see if I can play this little video that is at the very tail end of all our videos right now. And let's see if we can get this to play, because we got a group cruise coming up in November.
Have you ever thought about going on a group
There we
cruise to
go.
get some of those perks and special pricing? Well, this is your chance. Mountains to Sea Crew is hosting our first ever group cruise. We've got an amazing lineup of ports for you and some incredible pricing on the cabins. Just email Amy at eecctravel.com for details and booking. I'm certain you're going to have a great time.
He's certain. Do you guys
Certain.
recognize where
Yeah.
the picture was taken?
The one, yeah.
The first
Yeah,
one?
the first one,
Yeah.
that was up in Giovanni's
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the One
during
Hit
the One
Wonder
Hit Wonders
party.
party. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the girl that was standing next to me was the girl that that I worked with years before.
Okay.
Aw.
We both worked with her.
I keep
In
forgetting.
fact,
Yes.
she got
but she
transferred
likes
into
me
my
better,
department.
though.
Yeah, she likes you better. That's fine.
He's not always very friendly. He's an introvert, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, he is and not. Anyways, I won't make fun. Anymore.
All right, guys. I want to thank you so much for coming on with us tonight.
Thank you
Taking
for
time out of
having
your
us.
busy schedule. Like I say, it was great meeting you guys on Icon, and even better meeting you again there in Helen.
And Helen.
And do you
Can't
know
wait
Mike
to
is
next
in our
year.
video? Yeah, I
Oh,
remember I
yeah.
interviewed you about your ice cream.
That made it into the final cut.
It
So
did.
you're talking about your cookies and cream.
Yep.
So yeah, lots of folks from Helen
Yeah,
are in that video. That'll be coming out in 3 weeks from tonight. So
3 weeks. Oh my God, you're behind, aren't you? I'm just kidding, y'all.
I'm not going to say anything because I haven't put anything down from Icon except for my
And
room
I'm
tour.
yeah, we're going away
Uh,
this weekend, so he's losing another 2 days of work. So
yeah, that's what I spend my Saturdays and Sundays doing, is editing video.
Yep.
So all right. Well, once
thank you
again,
everybody for coming out
Yeah.
and supporting us.
thanks so much to everybody that came out and supported us tonight and watching this live stream. Thanks for sticking it out and staying with us. And we will see you all next time.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
Night, guys.
Bye. Cameras over here.